with the little time that I have to get on here right now going live. I did turn off the chat, but shout out to those who be in the chat and really spreading positivity and really spreading messages and encouraging as well as educating us. With that being said, I just turned it off just so I don't get distracted because I only got but so much time. But with that being said, okay, so you all know my children have returned to school for the second year of their lives. They have not been in school since they were very, very young, like in elementary. So they're now in upper middle school, about to be out of that in a minute. And the other one is in high school. And then my oldest is just completing his couple of years online because he's about to graduate. So my middle child, the rambunctious one, the rambunctious Virgo, decided that she wants to go to homecoming. She has made a lot of friends. She's very social, unlike myself. And I guess she heard that other children are going, and she says that she wants the experience. And I don't blame her. I try not to think so much as the mom that, or the woman that I currently am, who does not like schools, does not like the school system, does not like the school curriculum, would prefer to have my children at home where I can teach them. I try not to think too much like that. I try to go back and think like the younger person that I was at one point, the younger teenager that wanted to experience so much at school. I don't remember wanting to go to dances because I really never had anyone to go to a dance with, okay? But I did always want to participate in field trips. I remember one specific field trip I had to beg my mother to allow me to go to because I was like kind of attached to my mother at the hip. I had never slept anywhere other than my grandmother's house or family house overnight. So I had to beg my mother to let me go to this leadership camp. Basically, at the school I was attending, there was a top 10. I think I was like number 8 in the top 10 of my class. And this was probably like in the 11th grade at this point. And we had a field trip for leaders. It was like we would go stay at a college for a few nights and we would learn about leadership skills. And this was only for students who were like the top of their class out of certain schools who were participating in this event. And even though I was number 8, I was considered and I ended up going. But I begged my mother. I had to beg my mother because staying overnight somewhere far from my mother was not something that she was excited about. And that's for all of her children. She was very protective of us all. Like I said, the only place we really could go was my grandmother's house if we wanted to go spend a night somewhere. We weren't those type of children that were out in the street. Like we were those children, literally, you have to be home by the time that street light came on. So I remember just begging my mother to let me go on this trip. Not to mention financially, we didn't have it all like that. So I understood, like, not only would she have to allow me to stay somewhere overnight where she was not going to be for a few nights, and it was far. It was at a college that we had to drive out of town to. But then on top of it, she had to make sure that I had the clothes and things that I needed to stay for those few nights overnight. And she ended up letting me go. And I was very grateful for that experience. And even to this day, I'm still very grateful for that experience. I didn't go to that college, but we did. It was an interesting experience to go to this college. It was definitely out of my element, something I would have never experienced and never had seen in the neighborhood that I grew up in. So it definitely opened my eyes to the fact that the world was bigger than what I thought it was. Fast forward to today, I do have my beliefs about the school system. I stand 10 toes down on that. But my children are in school and they are of this world and they want to be a part of certain things that occur in this world. And they want to be a part of certain things that happen at their school. So my daughter wants to go to homecoming, and ironically, her birthday is coming up. And even though I'm not big on birthdays, she is. And she wants that. She wants homecoming. Like, she doesn't want anything else. She just wants to go to homecoming. So I'm like, first of all, okay, why are they charging $40 for homecoming tickets? These are children. They ain't got no jobs. Like, what? Who you think supposed to pay $40? I'm not going to homecoming. It's not me. So I don't even understand that. And then on top of the $40 that she got to pay for the ticket, because it's not like it's prom. I'm trying to think about how much prom tickets cost when I was in school. Mind you, when I was in school, another interesting fact, for those who care, I did not have the money for prom. My mom did not have the money for prom. My mom was a single parent, just working, Oop, I keep touching stuff that I shouldn't be touching, these AirPods, messing up the audio. But my mom was a single parent. So by the time my prom came up, I did not have the money for my prom. My mom said she just couldn't do it. It was too much between the ticket, the dress, the shoes, my hair getting done. She couldn't do it. Thankfully, okay, shout out to my sister, and I'm glad I'm doing this video. My sister stepped in, and my sister was actually working at the time, and she helped me with as much as she could help me with my dress, my shoes, which is almost everything, and my hair. My teacher, my health science teacher or something, she was my science teacher or something when I was in the 12th grade, Miss Nickerson. I gotta shout her out, Miss Nickerson. She, I told her the situation. She was like, "Oh, you're not going to prom?" I said, "No, my family can't afford it." So she was like, "What if I get you the ticket? If I get you the ticket for free, can you try to get the rest of the things?" I was so excited. I was like, I could try, please. Yes, please. And thank you. And she stood on that. She got me my ticket for prom. And I do not remember, and I know day and age has changed, cost of living has changed, but I can't remember how much it cost. And I'm like, dang, fast forward to today, and they want to charge $40 for a homecoming ticket. I just don't understand some of this stuff. Like, this has got nothing to do with you going to school and learning this stuff. Like, but again, I have to get out that mindset of where I am today versus how I used to think when I was my daughter's age. And yeah, she wants this experience. It is all about the experience, the human experience, the teenager experience, the freshman experience, the high school experience. That is what she wants. And so now I'm sitting here, okay, because the child had calculated everything down to the penny, talking about, "Mom, all I need is $140. So now I am just trying my best to get this up. And thankfully, okay, $140 may not sound like a lot to a lot of people. Mind you, I work full time. My partner worked full time. We got full time. We work full time, and we definitely got bills full time as well. So it's not that easy to just squeeze out $140 unexpectedly. Like, I really was hoping I could persuade her to not want to go, but I also don't want to ruin her experience. I have to think about where I was when I was her age. Certain things she just won't be allowed to do just because I don't want her to be a part of it. I'll probably make a video about that. There's something going on in her health education class that I don't agree with, that they want to teach her. And now I got to speak with her counselor and see if I can get her out that class, or see if she could just be exempt from that particular teaching. Because I'm like, it's just certain things that, no, you just not going to be a part of. And I stand on that as your mother. I don't care what nobody say. But with that being said, there are certain things I think I can just relax on. Okay, unwillingly, but relax on and go, you know what? She just wants to have an experience. If I learn the details of this, and what she has been telling me, okay, the homecoming is taking place here, and the teachers are going to be here. They're actually not, outsiders are really not allowed. So it sounds okay, I guess. I mean, but I don't know, y'all. I know it's probably like, why'd you send your children back to school then? If you don't, listen, they wanted it. They wanted to go, and I just didn't want them to hold that resentment over me. And then I didn't want them to always think, what if? Because how am I to cheat you out of an experience that I actually had? I was in homeschool. I actually did have the experience. And I can't sit here and say, oh, I would have rather been homeschooled. Like, no, at the time I wasn't even thinking about stuff like that. I was just a child in school, and I experienced it. So at the least, even though they're being sent out into this world and they're experiencing this, they also have a foundation, because I did homeschool them for a long time. So they have a foundation. They know who they are. Yeah, they meet challenges and peer pressure like any other child, but they have a foundation of who they are, and they know what I will and will not tolerate. And they know I don't play about them, and they know I don't play about what they do. So I rest in that. I do my best to rest in that. I do my best to rest in my spiritual peace as well, and know that they're being looked out for. But that is it, like, geez, homecoming. Oh my gosh. And dang, school been in for approximately four weeks. Like, geez, y'all already asking for money. Like, come on now. I just got school supplies and school clothes. That was a struggle. Now it's homecoming. Like, that's another thing I didn't want them to go back to school for, like, money. Like, it's going to always be something. It's always going to be something that has to be paid for. And that's stressful. I I want to put my money away so we can leave the country. I don't want to keep pouring my money into the school pockets. I just don't. But you know, that's just my little rant, y'all. So that is it. My goal is to, you know, go ahead and get this together. It is Saturday that she has homecoming, so I am going to do my best to get this together for her. And she does such a great job. She's the middle child, but she is a natural born leader. She really helps her siblings out a lot. She's helping them with schoolwork at times when I'm not home and I'm at work. You know, sometimes she even cooks for them. But I encourage her to stop because I want them to learn to cook for themselves. And but she's got that kind of personality. But I don't like her taking on too much because I don't want her to be worn down. I don't want her to feel like she's got to put the world on her shoulders. That's not her responsibility, and her siblings have to step up for themselves and do just like she does. They have to be just as independent, and that's something I'm teaching all three of them. And we actually have a little thing we're doing today together because this is my off day. So we have a little thing we're getting ready to do together. I created an itinerary because I wanted to start spending some more time with them. My youngest is kind of expressing to me, showing me signs that she's upset that I'm working a lot. There's times when I'm home, but then I'm spending time with my partner. So I get that. She's still, you know, they all still need me. So I have to figure out a way to divvy up my time amongst everybody. And it's exhausting to the point where I don't sometimes even feel like I have time for myself. That's something else I'm trying to carve out. You see how I look. First of all, I look good though. I ain't gonna lie. But I wanted to come on here natural, okay? I wanted to get on here natural because somebody mentioned something in another video about my hair. This is me with no makeup on. I draw my eyebrows on, and I sometimes do like my, you know, put mascara on and stuff, but that's about the full extent of it. I used to do more when I was creating more of the videos in the past. I want to not say it, but yeah, working full time, being someone's partner, and then on top, or you know, I wouldn't say spouse, we're not married yet, but being someone's partner, and then having 3 children who are teenagers now, and they're getting ready to make this transition into the world as young adults. I'm focused on that. So it's sometimes, yeah, I unfortunately put myself last, and that's something I have to work on. I'm being honest. What I am loving is I'm starting to work out again. I am feeling that. I am loving it. That makes me feel good. But the look that I have, like, I gotta love myself naturally. I don't care who does or doesn't. And I already explained my hair at times. Like, yeah, I did a lot of damage to my locks because I kept dyeing them, but now it's just, this is it not dyed, this is it not dyed, this is it not done, not retwisted, this is it also growing a lot of grays. Like, I got a lot of grays coming in. I had a client, because I told you all I work in the transportation industry, transporting people basically, and a client said to me, he's like, you look a little young to have all that gray, but you know what, that gray represents wisdom. And I was like, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. So that's what I'll tell everybody. You know, I won't say it's stress, I'll just say it's wisdom. But I love me some me. I love being natural. I don't really care. I've been on YouTube for so long, been trolled, been called this, that, and the third, been talked about in regards to how I look. I don't mind telling people I draw my eyebrows on because I barely got some. You know, I damaged my locks, but I'm keeping them. They're mine. I don't care. Like, this stuff, this body, first of all, this body, I'm not going to keep. I'm not going to be able to keep. You know, when my time is up, this body is going to be gone. That doesn't mean I don't take care of it. It just means I don't get too vain. I don't be so caught up every day on just how I look. Do I like to look good? Yes. But I'm not afraid to be who I am either. I'm not about to let this world mess with my head like that. Time is going. Time is going. In a minute, I won't be here. Just like you one day won't be here. Pick and choose what you care about. But my image, my look, yeah, at times I like to get dressed up. You know, you might see the little YouTube shorts and stuff. But there's times you're going to get me like this. If you don't like it, hell, get off the damn channel, okay? But that is it. I love y'all. And I hope everybody just have an awesome day. You know, I'll try to do this every Sunday because I literally be at the laundromat, y'all, when I make these videos. Like, that's my free time. When I'm at the laundromat, my little time when the clothes are washing or drying, that is literally my free time. And I'm hoping that eventually I won't have to do the laundromat much longer. And I got to do a video letting y'all know about the update on this place I moved into because I was doing YouTube shorts about that back in February or January or something. And I did move into a place, but when I tell y'all there's so much going on with that, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this rental environment, this renting market, it ain't no joke out here. Rent prices, the fact that these folks want you to pay all utilities, the amount they want you to pay for all utilities, the hoops you have to jump through to even get these places. I got some stories, y'all. I got some stories, as I'm sure some of y'all may have too. So that is it. I will talk to y'all soon, and thank you all for tuning in. Bye. Or peace. I don't say bye. Peace.